That is one of the most incredible chess games in the whole career of Magnus Carlsen. Let's take a look. Hi guys, it's International Master Evgeny Aliseyev, and today we're gonna cover this incredible game that Magnus Carlsen played against Richard Rapport. It was actually a blitz game, just 3 minutes game, but it was such an incredible one that, well, you absolutely must take a look at it. So Magnus played as white, he played d4, and yeah, the game started pretty normally with the French defense, this bishop b4 line, and we're not gonna really talk a lot about opening here. Well, it's just still all the theoretical line, nothing special. Here, yeah, still a lot of games played in this position, and already here it's becoming kind of unique. So here after queen d2 there are no other games played in this position, and black played long castles, kind of signalizing that the game is going to be incredibly sharp. The king, well, the idea was that the black pieces are closed everything here, and well, the king would be hopefully safe on the king side. But well, it wasn't completely true. Let's see. So Magnus started some remaneuvering here. He wanted to make sure that his knight is more active because on f3 wasn't really doing a lot, also blocking the bishop here. And now the knight is on e3. It's putting some pressure on this pawn on d5. Also, the bishop can be on f3 later on, also making additional pressure. d3, so nothing special yet, slow maneuvering. Both sides are improving their pieces. You can see that white pieces are a little bit looking at this king here, and black is trying also this pretty famous queen g8 idea. Queen goes to h7, trying to create some difficulties for white. But it's not that simple because the bishop on f3 covers the diagonal. So yeah, the position is still pretty balanced, nothing special. And here it begins with the move knight takes d5. Magnus Carlsen sacrifices the knight, hoping to get some discover checks, get the initiative, open both of the bishops, and this is the moment where all of the action begins. So black took it, and here Magnus Carlsen played e6, which, well, is very tempting in blitz. The discover check, the pawn is hugely active. What can you do? But actually, it's a big mistake, and the position is now completely winning for black. Of course, well, in a classical game, black would have enough time to deal with it and find the right way, but in blitz it's much more difficult. But still, pause the video for a second and try to find the right move on white here instead of this e6 move. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, so the right move here is rook takes b5, which is even more incredible because not only we just sacrifice the knight, but now we are sacrificing an exchange, so we are a whole rook down. They just take a pawn back quietly, no discover checks, and we should just play a rook down. The position is completely equal, and to understand such a thing in blitz, it's just impossible for a human being, even for Magnus Carlsen. He didn't play that. Possible line could be king a8, bishop e4, queen g8, a4, bishop a6, and just a5, trying to put some pressure, but it's so difficult to play the position as white. You're rook down and you must create some threats, and every move could be a huge mistake, so it would be very difficult for Carlsen. So from a practical perspective, this e6 move might be the right one. Although objectively it's like -4 for black, and yeah, black is winning. So here he took on f7, trying to create this strong pawn, which, yeah, once again, objectively is a mistake. It should still take on d5 because this position is just too late from a practical perspective. Queen f5, Black is trying to stabilize, defending this pawn, attacking this guy, and, well, saying that, okay, I have got some extra material, what do you get? I'm about to finish my development completely, activating all of the pieces, making sure that the king is safe, and then the game is over. But, yeah, Magnus played rook b4, attacking this full bishop, and just saying, okay, grab my rook, please, I have too much pieces on the board, I need to sacrifice more. Now Black said, okay, I'm gonna take it, and now boom, queen e7 check, using the fact that the knight is gone from the c6 square. Still, the position is completely winning for Black, no question about that, but, well, try to find all of the right moves when you have just a few seconds on your clock. Here, after queen e7 check, the right move was just to go back to c7. At least one of the right moves, because, well, once again, the general principle is that you need to use as many pieces as possible. It applies both to attack and defense. So in this case, this knight is blocking the queen. Now the bishop is free to go. The knight is keeping an eye on the pawn potentially if the king will escape the queen. So that was the right way to do and to play. But Richard wanted to escape with the king instead, and still good if you go to a8, although it's counterintuitive because you leave your king on the diagonal. Instead, he played king a6, which is, yeah, dropping a huge part of the advantage. Still better for Black, but not winning anymore. The right move for Magnus Carlsen was just takes a takes b, leaving the queen here more active. He took with the queen instead, trying to still create a threat with his every move. Here the bishop is still thinking, of course, very reasonable. The bishop went to c2. And, well, now you see the drawback of the move will be because the queen on b4 is not that active. It goes on e7. Magnus tries to make sure that, well, he does something, so he plays a4, attacking this knight twice. So it's a huge threat. Knight and back. He just took it because, well, the knight is defending a great number of stuff. So he wanted to remove the defender. And indeed, if you take it back, it's already not simple at all because this rook moves to h4, ready to jump to f4, and, well, if you just take it here on f7, then you're losing due to the fact that this bishop is coming to d5. Otherwise, yeah, this threat is huge. Rook h4 is also making sure that bishop e4 is not dangerous because in this case we have bishop takes e4, and you can't really take this bishop back. The pawn is pinned, and if the queen is taken, then the queen is going to lose. Okay, so bishop takes c7. That is why Black didn't take it. Instead, he played bishop to e4, creating a threat of his own, and Magnus played back with the bishop. The right thing to do. Queen e4 check, and now Black just took the rook. Checks become, and, well, definitely there is a perpetual check here for white, but Carlsen wanted to play for win, that is why he played e5, and his opponent made a blunder here. Rook d8 loses the game. Instead, yeah, Black should have played g6, which is almost impossible to find over the board in a blitz game. With so many threats, the king is in trouble. Why on earth would you play g6? But it's all about the counterplay. Black creates some counter threats, and that is enough to not the draw. Because if you play a6, for example, king goes to a8, and the most important thing is, of course, this pawn is protected. If you don't have any time for queen d7 becomes that is why counterplay is incredibly important in chess game. So here, after a5, g6 was the right move. He played rook d8 instead. Now the game is completely winning for white. a6, king a8, and try to find the best move, because Magnus Carlsen failed to find the right move, blundered here, and the position of once again turned around, and it was completely winning for Black. But try to take a minute and find the winning move for white here. Okay, you managed it. The right move is very incredible. It's just f3. White move here. Once again, the most important thing is to make sure that this queen doesn't protect the queen d5. And then there is nothing to prevent this f8 queen. Then the rook has to get away and then checkmate this time. There is no way for black to defend the pawn. This queen is completely offside. The king on g4 is incredibly safe. There are no checks available, and there is no way to, shuffle these rooks around to make sure that one covers f8 and another one covers d5. Just not possible. No squares for them. So this position is completely winning. For example, g6. Yeah, still queen h5 is a huge threat, so we just need to take it. No checks, and if h5, this king goes to g5. Queen f3 now defends the pawn, but well, in the process, black created this incredible passers for white, which is enough to win the game. Just g7, king g4, and the queen safely escapes to f6. And queens are going to be promoted. Yeah, but unfortunately, Magnus didn't find this move. Fortunately for him, fortunately for Richard, Magnus played a6 here, which is, still, no, wait a second, a6, and here should have played f3, but he played f8. Rook takes f8, and the idea is simple, queen d7, now trying to give a checkmate, but in fact, it's not really working because of what happened in the game. Rook takes f4, sacrificing an exchange with an idea to open up the king. It's not really possible to take with the king because of queen e4 checkmate. So white must take this pawn instead, but then the king is kind of naked. So a lot of checks are happening, and the saddest thing is you can't go to f5 because you're going to lose your queen. Magnus needed just to repeat moves, and well, he would be happy to get a draw in this position, but Rapport decided he should play for win. He has an extra rook, and the position is completely winning. He played this move g5, trying to connect the rook to the attack, open up the king even more, provoking the king to go forward. Magnus took the pawn en passant, and here queen h2, h5. That was the idea, and it gives an opportunity to exchange the queens. And of course, when you exchange the queens, you have an extra rook. Normally, you win the game. This game was not really normal, so let's see. But here, black plays queen g4, giving a check at the same time, attacking white's queen, so white must exchange it. And then there is the endgame where white has 2 pawns for the rook. But those pawns are connected passers, so objectively it's completely winning for black, but in a blitz game it's very difficult to calculate everything. Black has a very simple plan of just promoting the pawn here. Well, white has no other option except for promoting the pawn as well. So that is how those 2 queens happens to be on the board. g8 loses immediately due to queen g1, then we can do capture. So instead, f8 happened, and now a lot of checks are coming. The king once again can go to the f file because of this queen f2 check or queen f1 check with the winner. So the only way is to go back and forth on g and h files. And here there was a very simple way for black to make sure that the position is completely winning. Pause the video once again for a few seconds and try to find it. Hope you got it. The right move is queen to e6. The point is, the queen controls everything. It controls the g8 square, so white can't promote another queen. It protects the rook here. It protects the pawn on d5, and the most important thing, it covers this 7th queen. So white's queen can't create any checkmate. Afterwards, the king is going somewhere. We just promote our pawn. No matter what white does we just promote our pawn. We g8, we just check it, we exchange everything, and in the pawn's endgame, we promote our pawn immediately. So that would have been a pretty easy win. Instead, black played c3 immediately, which is objectively just as good as queen e6, but practically it's the wrong choice, because here after queen f7 it's much more difficult to win the game, because this queen b7 threat is huge. Still, the position is winning here for black. Try to pause the video for a few seconds and find it. Yeah, okay. Hope you got it right. The right move is rook to c6, and now king goes to f5, queen f2 check, king goes to somewhere, and we are just winning the queen. Then once again you have a few seconds. This rook to c6 is not that simple to find, I guess, and so he didn't play it. He played queen e4 check instead, and yeah, that is still not really losing all of the advantage, but already making it much more difficult. Queen e3 already loses all of the advantage. Now it's a draw, because this king just goes back and forth, and there is no way to win the game. Queen h3, and the king just goes. Yeah. But black still wanted to win the game. That is why he played queen e8, thinking that, okay, I'm pinning the queen, now queen b7 is not possible, this pawn is still going to be promoted, so I'm just winning. But it wasn't true. Magnus Carlsen actually wins here with a move g8, promoting another queen, and the point is, of course you can take it, you can call it twice, no question about that, but that's a checkmate in one move, thanks to the queen to b7. That is why it's not possible to take this queen. If you take the queen on f7, of course white just expect, and once again gives a checkmate. This pawn is too slow to promote. So yeah, here black was just completely shocked. He played queen e2, but well, it's two queens, and still this pawn is not ready to be promoted. That is why white isn't time to deal with all of the threats, make sure that the king is safe, and then the game is over. Here with queen e8, and it's a checkmate. So that was an incredible game played by the World Chess Champion Magnus Carlsen. I hope you enjoyed it. Write in the comments what is the most incredible moment of the game for you. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get some more videos to improve your chess level, and see you in the next one.